Hello everyone, welcome to my channel again. My name's Ian and I'm reading stories, but these stories aren't just normal stories. It's actually factual information from the 70s at the moment. Because I always say that there's too much information. It's all been changed and it's not quite as accurate as it should be. So I'm going to put some new stuff out. And hope people subscribe if you want to, and if you don't, then you don't. Anyway, I'll start reading a story. This one's called The Flexible Barrier, and it's about human skin. Skin is tough and elastic, the perfect wrapper. An all-over skin-tight garment for a man or woman would require 6 yards of material 13 inches wide and an extremely good tailor, and yet every few weeks the natural processes of cell reproduction give each human being 20 square feet of new and perfectly fitted skin. This completely replaces the old one, which is continually being worn away by friction in such activities as washing and moving. Skin keeps moisture out and at the same time prevents the body, which is 60% water, from drying out. It acts as a barrier against dirt and germs. Together with underlying fatty layers, it rounds out the body's contours and provides a cushion against bumps and knocks. It is also very elastic, the perfect wrapper for our bodies. There are 3 layers of skin: the outer epidermis, the middle dermis, and the subcutaneous layer. All the skin's vital structures are located in the dermis. The relatively thick underlayer, this is covered by the paper-thin epidermis, which has an outer part consisting of flat dead cells. As the outer cells get worn away, new ones move up from the dermis, where they have been formed, to take their place in a never-ending succession through life. There are millions of nerve endings below a layer of outer cells in the skin. These are receptors for the sense of touch. Between them they detect 5 different sensations: pain, heat, cold, pressure and contact. Every touch sensation is a combination of some or all of these. In the sensitive areas, such as the fingertips or lips, there are as many as 1,300 touch receptors to every square inch of surface. Less sensitive regions, such as the shoulders, have only about a 50th of that number. In each square inch of skin there are 700 sweat glands, releasing salty water, which evaporates and keeps the body cool. Normally the daily loss of sweat is about half a pint. However, in very hot climates this can increase 12 times. That is why white people in the tropics are advised to take salt tablets to make up for the loss of perspiration. Otherwise there is a risk of collapse through each stroke. Apart from sweating, body heat can be lost through the skin by radiation. The heat is lost from blood pumped through yards of capillary blood vessels just under the skin's surface, giving a flushed appearance. Contractions of the same blood vessels prevent heat loss in the cold and make the skin turn white. Goose pimples are caused by tiny muscles in the hair follicles which contract when a person is cold, so producing bumps on the skin. Originally the purpose was to make the hair stand up, either to give a more fearsome appearance when fighting or for greater protection against the cold. This reaction now occurs to only a slight extent in man, although many animals such as dogs and cats still display the characteristic more dramatically. The skin also has bulb-like hair follicles and oil-producing sebaceous glands, 100 of them to every square inch. The oil lubricates the skin and hair, helping to make them waterproof. Another major factor is melanin, a dark pigment which gives colour to the skin and hair, but it also acts as a filter, keeping out the potential dangerous ultraviolet light in the sun's rays. This is why a white man's skin tans when exposed to sunlight. Clumping of the melanin, an hereditary trait in many fair-skinned people causes freckles. Like old clothes, skin goes baggy with age. It wrinkles because of lack of firmness and support from the fatty subcutaneous tissue, which gradually disappears in most people as they grow older. Just as the skeleton shrinks and other organs function less efficiently, the loss of the fatty layer is the failure of the body to rejuvenate itself, part of the process of aging. In effect, the skin becomes too big and the wrinkled form is maintained and regenerated. Unfortunately, the skin does not shrink to fit the smaller model. Even in younger people, wrinkled skin caused by prolonged stretching and sudden release takes many weeks to return to normal, and even then some wrinkling may remain. This is particularly the case after childbirth, with some women on whom stretch marks may be permanent, that the skin copes as it does with unending assaults on the body by abrasives, sharp objects, some rays, heat and cold, yet allows us to remain healthy and efficient within is one of man's most remarkable adaptations to his environment. That was a story about human skin. So I'll read one bit more about this is called superfluous parts. Right. Until recently, the thymus was thought to be a useless vestigial organ, but now doctors have found that it in fact masterminds the body's whole defense system, dispatching cells to fight invading germs. It is further thought that diseases like multiple sclerosis, where the victim produces unruly antibodies which attack healthy cells, may be caused by a thymus disorder. Tonsils and adenoids were also considered superfluous, but in fact protect the throat and nose against germs. The well-known useless organ, the appendix, may, after all, be part of the infection-fighting lymphatic system, and bodily hair, hitherto thought to have been made redundant by our wearing of clothes, actually adds to the skin's sensitivity. That no definite role has yet been discovered for the brain's pineal gland or for the muscles of the outer ear doesn't necessarily mean that they have no part to play. And that's enough for today now. So I hope you liked them two stories about skin and the human body. If you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel. My name's Ian, and I'll be with you in a couple of days again. Bye. See you later. Thank you.